Hello, my friends. Hopefully you just read all of the notes about how to create a conclusion. So what I did is I actually wrote a conclusion to show you what it should look like. And I'm just going to kind of give some audio commentary as we go through this. So I also posted this if you want to look at it later and kind of take some time with it. So one of the things that I recommended is that we don't want to start our conclusion right here with the words "in conclusion." It's just something that you want to avoid. I can't really tell you why. I think it's just kind of redundant because we know it's the last sentence, so we know it's going to be the conclusion. Um, so what we first want to do here is we want to, like I said, echo the thesis. Okay, and so if I kind of highlight this here for you, you can see that right here, I go ahead and I talk about the main argument of my essay, which is even though it has its faults, Amazon is clearly an effective online retailer. A person needs only to look at the sheer size of the company to see this. So I didn't copy and paste my thesis from earlier. I rewrote it in a different way. Okay. And then the bulk of my conclusion is actually all this. So this is all going to be all the way down to here. Of course, it's not doing what I want right now. So here we go. This is, like I was saying in the notes a second ago, this is where you summarize the main ideas. That's extremely bright. So I'm going to make that a little less aggressive. Okay, so here is where you're going to summarize the points from the body paragraphs. I'm not going to sit here and read this to you because it's a lot to read, but what I would like to point out is within my summary, I mentioned having little transitional words. So I have a however, I have a sadly, I have a finally. So these words help move your reader from idea to idea. And if you ever were told that you have choppy writing, it's probably because you didn't have these in there. So this big hunk of the middle part of my conclusion is where I summarize the main points from my body paragraph. So if you have short conclusions, it's probably because you're not taking a long enough time to go back and restate those main ideas from your body paragraphs. And then the last thing that I have in my conclusion is here. I've got my end hook. So as I mentioned, there's a couple different ways that you can do your end hook. You can use some of those strategies that we talked about earlier about introductions, like the question and answer, the statistic or fact plus some commentary. But what I like to really do is if I started my essay with a story, I like to come back to that story at the end of my paper. And so it's what we call bookending a paper, and it just kind of makes the essay a little bit more interesting. It kind of personalizes an otherwise kind of impersonal topic. So if I had started my essay with a story about talking about how I rarely used Amazon, blah, 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 I didn't really believe in it as a company, it would be interesting at the end to kind of come back to that and say, I'm really kind of a changed person now because of all this COVID-19 stuff. So I wrote, even though before COVID-19 hit, I barely used Amazon, I have to say that now I am a frequent user. For me, it is a no-brainer when considering risking my young daughter's health to run to Target or use Amazon. Clearly, Amazon will be what I choose, and they have probably created a lifetime shopper out of me because of this. So you can see first person there because it is a personal story. It would sound kind of funny if I did third person. So you don't have to do this. It's just one that if you started the essay with the story, it's nice to kind of come back to it at the end. But don't feel like you have to do this one. This is just the one that I chose. So take some time to read through this conclusion. I posted it below this video so you can look at it. But it's very formulaic, and once you get it down, I think you're going to be able to write your conclusions pretty quickly. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that you are all doing well. I miss you. Bye-bye.